Welcome back, folks. It's day 2 in Arizona. I am kind of on the south side of Phoenix right now. It's early mid-morning and I'm heading out on a little trail out here through a preserve. We'll see what we can find down here before we head further southwest. Unfortunately, when there are no clouds in the sky, there's a tendency for snakes to kind of disappear, it seems. So we did not see any of those on this particular hike, although there were still plenty of birds around. Anna's hummingbirds are one of the most common species you'll see down in southern Arizona. They show up fairly early in the year, if they ever leave at all, and they take advantage of a number of different desert wildflower species throughout the year. Of course, it was still blooming season, so there were plenty of those things around. All sorts of wildflowers that I've never seen before in my life. Heading further south, and right now I am taking a brief stop on some military baseline that I have a permit to access. Now it is a little hotter than the weather prediction said it was supposed to be out here, because it's 100 degrees right now according to the car. So this won't be a very long hike, but with any luck, maybe up here on the mountain we'll see maybe some chuckwallas or iguanas. If any snakes are out, it's probably going to be coach whips, but we'll see. Yeah, with the thermometer wavering between 100 and 101 degrees in mid-April, it was just a little too hot for much to be out at all. However, the plants were in bloom still, and some incredible ones that I could find on the little hillside that I stopped at. It's a piece of dried for bugs. It's a lot nicer up here. Interesting rock outcrop, or cutout in the rocks. It looks like it should be really good for hiding some stuff, especially since we've got these cracks underneath where things can hide out. So I'll probably take a breather up here, poke around a bit before heading down, and hopefully somebody will be active up here. Yeah, still nothing up there, although this little cleft did make for a great resting place and a great view out across the airfields. From here you can actually watch in several places, often as the military, the Air Force, actually does their training runs off in the distance. There are certain places that are permanently closed to civilians, other places like here where you can recreate with permits. So it's hard to see, but there's a dust devil that seems to be coming right towards us over here. Oh, it's going off to the side of the road now. There's a big old swirling column of air. You just barely see it over there. There it goes. That's what you get when it's 100 degrees out. The very ground whips up the winds. I'll give a little shout out to where I was staying, the Sonoran Desert Inn and Conference Center. Might not look much at first glance, but quite nice rooms, a lot of wildflowers. They're actually producing an edible and fragrant garden there, and actually some wildlife running around too. On the hotel grounds here, we got more of the Gamble's quail running around. I think there's both a male and a female over here. Pretty sure that's a female. Another kind of bird over there. And we've got, I believe, is a zebra-tailed lizard sitting here. So here's something interesting. I've stopped for a little walk near the northern borders of the organ pipe cactuses range, and in this ironwood tree here, there is an absolutely massive clump of mistletoe. That whole thing is one big parasite taking advantage of the tree. It'll flower, and birds from the local area will eat those fruits that result and spread the seeds. And if the seeds land on another tree somewhere, you'll get, usually it's a much smaller version of this, but you'll get something that looks like this. That is probably the biggest mistletoe clump I have ever seen. And then only a few feet away from that mistletoe, right here, we see the beginnings of a young saguaro growing up in the shade of a nurse bush. Actually, a couple of bushes. We've got a cholla there, and then whatever little mesquite type plant this is. So that saguaro there is probably already 10 years old, and eventually it'll grow up to something like that in about 50 years. Also, look at that beautiful plant blooming right there. And eventually it might start looking like its cousins with all the big arms growing out here that are 150, 200 plus years old. How's that for a view? Look at this towering ocotillo in bloom on the side of this wash. It's like 30 feet up above me. And we pan just to the left and we can see the saguaros. And right through there, one of the organ pipe cacti. Much rarer than the saguaros are, because these guys really are only found down in this kind of corner of Arizona and into Mexico. I'm a little early for flowering, unfortunately, and it would be swelteringly hot to come down for that. But they are beautiful nonetheless. And there's an organ pipe in its full-grown beauty. Got like 30 or 40 arms coming off of it. Many different segments. You can see old fruits at the tips in some places.
It certainly can't be said that evening in the desert doesn't give some incredible views.
Song dogs are here, somewhere just over the ridge. Here. Ha ha ha! Earlier than last night too. It's a little western diamondback. Last year's baby, and he is gorgeous. Yeah, so right at dusk, We got Crotalus atrox who's come up on the road. He's quite a pretty little snake too. Very, very high contrast pattern. It's not something I saw in most of the ones that I found last year in Phoenix area. It's a gorgeous little snake, and hopefully he'll do very well this year considering how moist it's been, and with it being La Nina, probably how moist it will be. He's about, maybe a foot and a half long at most. Not a very large snake. But of course, as he grows up, he'll eventually become the longest venomous snake in this region. Adult western diamondbacks average between 3.5 and about 4.5 feet long, typically. Some individuals will get over 5. The record is somewhere around 7 feet, if I remember correctly. But as you can see, he's just been sitting here hoping that I'm not actually seeing him, and hoping that his camouflage works. And only if I actually go to mess with him will he start freaking out, which he probably will a little bit when I get the hook out to move him off the road. But luckily, we're just here to make sure he doesn't get run over by anyone else. Alright, dude. Get off the road with you. Gotta go that way. Yeah, I know, you see the hook, and it's touching you. Let's get you up and off the road. No. Come on. Come on. Yeah, it's not a danger. We just want you up and off the road. Good boy. Not even trying to rattle at all. There you go. Run, run. Keep going. Yeah, it's just the hook. Come on. You're okay. He's all lessing up right there. But he's safe off the road now. People, there's a Sidewinder up ahead. Look at that. Oh, and he knows I see him now. Hi, you. Oh, you're beautiful. Hello. No, no, don't go anywhere just yet. Hey, come back. All right. So there we go. The second snake of the night. And I've messed up where my lid is. There we go. Oh, now. No need for that. We have a beautiful Sonoran Desert Sidewinder, Crotalus cerastes cercobombus. And until I got in front of him, he was just kind of sidewinding, cruising across the road here. Not the biggest of sidewinders, but he's a pretty one. Nice kind of sandy tans. Look at that face. No, camera, come on. Look at those eyes. He's adorable. Beautiful pattern. He's got that little bit of striping. He's actually got a pretty good sized rattle on him too. Look at that. So yeah, these guys are pretty common down here in the flatter areas of the desert. Actually a little surprised to see this guy up here because where I am it's pretty rocky and full of deep washes. But, well, we've got another, so. That is an absolutely gorgeous snake. Oh, he's going to sidewind a little bit for us again. Cool. Where you going, dude? You're just going to leave the party, aren't you? Okay. I want to get a couple of photos, so don't go too far. Alright, now let's just make sure he gets off the road. Yes, I know. You see the hook. The hook is okay. We're just going to move you up, because you're going to have a little bit of trouble getting up over this ridge here. Okay? Here. Go way up there. Okay? Here, way up off the road. There you go. Here, there's a nice bush for you, okay? Yeah, I know. Buzz, buzz. Go on. You're okay. There you go. Come on. Keep going. Keep going. Good boy. Awesome. Fine for the night. Another one. What is he? Aha! It's a live long nose. Hey, you. Come here. I'm gonna get you off the road. So that nobody smacks you, okay? All right, snake number 3 is a beautiful western longnose snake. Let's get this cord out of here so I can film you proper there. Rhinocylus lecontii. They are a colubrid related to king snakes and rat snakes. They're primarily lizard eaters. I'm a little disappointed because just a little bit before this, there was a full-grown, beautiful red one that had gotten hit right in the middle of town on the main highway. I don't know what he was doing there, but it was an unfortunate location. But we've got this little guy who's crossing the road. And he is absolutely beautiful. So we're going to get a few photos and then let him go on his way. Look at you.
Longnose snakes can be pretty variable animals in color, from really rich red to just straight black and white, but the red ones like this are good examples of why that red touch yellow rhyme does not work for coral snakes, because these guys have the same kind of pattern.
Well, folks, there's a second Sidewinder out here. A little bit chunkier than the last one, too. That's nice to see. So we'll get some good photos and video of him. Alright, we've got Crotalus, cerastes, cercobombus, number 2. This one's a little bit chunkier. He's just sitting out here in the middle of the road, probably absorbing the remaining heat, because out where I am it's a bit cooler than near the city. He's just lazing about. So, also, remember cerastes, their Latin name, means horned, and that's a reference to those little scales that are sticking up above his eyes there. Let's see if I can turn up the light a little bit. There we go. He's got a nice pattern to him. Beautiful colors. And that little rattle, he doesn't have quite as much rattle as the last one, although he's similar in size. Now, remember, rattlesnakes, you cannot tell the age of a rattlesnake by the number of buttons that they've got on their rattle. Because as they grow, it's every time they shed, they'll add a button, and that may happen once or it may happen several times a year. And as they go through their life, they will also lose buttons as it breaks off on things. So, we'll get a couple of photos of him and escort him off the road so that it's not likely anybody's coming through here tonight, but just in case we don't want him run over. Alright, dude, let's get you off the road. I know, yeah, I'm gonna touch you with the hook, and you'll be okay. Okay? You gonna behave? That's up we go. Oh, don't fall. Oh, are you gonna rattle now? Come on. You were heading this way, don't go back. Up. There we go, yeah, ride the hook. No, no, no. You're gonna yeah, don't fall yet. Let's get you out here. Oh, you might have a meal in you. Look at that. Let's get you well away from the road so nobody runs you over, okay? There you go. You're nice and quiet, aren't you? Can we get you to scoot a little? You're just gonna check out the hook, yeah? You don't care because it's not alive, huh? You're adorable. Look at you. Alright, let's scoot on, okay? Hey, scoot on now. Scoot on. No, no, that means you go that way. Alright, do your thing. People, there's another... Whoops, I forgot my hook. Which is really stupid because there's a third Sidewinder on the road. Would you look at that? Oh, that's a pretty sizable one. Hey, look at you. Wow. You guys are quite common out here, aren't you? Alright. Sidewinder number 3 for the night. And this is about as big as they get. Let's turn this down so we can see a little more of its color. No, down. There we go. Yeah, look at that guy. He's beautiful. Look at that face. Little side stripe. And of course, the little buzzy tail at the end. Got a moderately sized button there. Alright, I'll get a couple of photos. And then we'll make sure he gets off the road. Problem is I have no idea which direction he was going since he's kind of straddled right down the middle of the road. And he wasn't moving when I came up on him. Alright, let's get him off the road before that car hits. Anyone? Here you go, dude. Come on. Yeah, up over this ledge here. And way out here so you don't get harassed by any more cars. Here, let's put you over by this little bush here where you're safe, okay? Go on. Go on. There's a nice place for you right there. Go. Shoo shoo. Go on. Okay. There's a coyote right there. And he's crossing the road. Oh my god. Yeah, don't cross in front of me, dude. Thank you. That's cool. Hey, dude. Alright, so that third Sidewinder was the last live snake of the night. I say live because unfortunately this night ended up having a bit of a sour end tone. A couple of the species that I really want to see down here are the two leaf-nosed snake species, Philorhynchus. They're named for the really big rostral scale that they have on their snout. And, well, unfortunately, right as the night was cooling down and all the activity was shutting off, I found a short stretch of about 200 feet of highway where two little baby leaf noses, the spotted leaf noses, had been hit. So that kind of sucked. But I do have one more night where I'm down in this area, so hopefully, with a little luck, I can find them. It does cool down a little faster tomorrow, so I'm going to have to alter the cruising directions I intend to go, but at least I know now possibly where to look. So, but until then, if you'd like to see more these educational materials, and if you'd like to help support, consider joining as a patron at patreon.com/hcarlton. Every little dime helps, because these trips do cost quite a bit to keep up with. And also, if you become a member there, you will get exclusive benefits back, including contests. There is merch that is available. You get early access to the videos and more. If you can't do a monthly subscription, you can always support with a one-time donation at coffee.com/CarltonCarnivores. The link will be in the description below. If you'd like to see more photos and videos and such, find me on social media, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, all at Carlton Carnivores. And for more information for the shop and database and blog, you can visit carltoncarnivores.com. But until next time, I'm Hawken Carlton, and this is Carlton Carnivores.